There are a lot of moments in this movie where it feels like it was made for 3D. A very apparent one is the teeth flying at the screen after Superman punches a guy in the air. You could see this in the trailer actually pop and hit the camera. So it's more of a fourth wall break rather than a 3D effect, but it does come across really cool in 3D. Another great example of the 3D is Superman spinning in the air, shooting his heat ray vision out of his eyes. This was particularly really exciting in 3D and actually was one of my favorite moments in the entire movie. Seeing it in 2D was still good, but there is a distinct difference in the feeling that you get. Another specific moment is the one that a lot of people are already talking about, is Superman emerging from the dust cloud. In 3D, this is a breathtaking sight. In 2D, it's still a breathtaking sight, so it definitely still comes across the same in 3D versus 2D, but 3D in this case I think still wins given the amount of depth they're able to get with that shot. The whole story, top to bottom, is really good. You love seeing the Boy Scout Superman back in action. I mean, compared to really the previous works, Man of Steel, or even really any of the Batman vs Superman movies, the broodiness of Henry Cavill, while great, and you know, you gotta love the OG, it's not the same, and I think there is a way different tone that James Gunn was going for, and I think he particularly nailed it. I'm very excited for where DC is gonna go in the future with this universe they're building. I've seen the way Marvel has gone downhill with too many releases or too many promised projects in the future, kind of making the whole thing feel a little watered down. They released a big picture, very Marvel SDCC-esque, of a whole timeline of things to come in the future. And as exciting as everything does look in the future, it does give me that same feeling of I hope this doesn't overwhelm the production and turn it into something else. And when it comes to the new Batman Brave and the Bold movie that he's writing currently, I believe he's writing it with somebody else, but he said he was having a very hard time writing it given, especially coming off of Superman, you know, it's a very different tone, I would say, a very more broody, more dark. You know, he said Batman is more dark, especially compared to Superman. Definitely a tone shift from Superman's hopeful punk rock aesthetic. But big question for me is, where does Peacemaker fit in this entire timeline? I know we saw him on the television during Superman, and having watched it a second time, I actually got to take in a little more what he was talking about. And it was really more of just a joke on the whole idea of, I guess, really envy in general of other superheroes and super minds like Lex have against each other. They think they're better than each other, and I understand. It's fun. It's fun to watch as a viewer. Nicholas Hoult absolutely crushes his role as Lex. I mean, I especially think the second time you watch it, you really, really appreciate that Lex Luthor speech, performance by some of these characters, and just something that I think a lot of people definitely would enjoy if they were given the opportunity to rewatch it, because it does change. There's a different feeling this movie invokes after a second watch. I'm gonna come right out the gate and say it, this gets a 4.5 from me. I freaking love this movie. I've seen it twice now. It's the only movie in recent memory I've gone the next week to go see. I mean, competition wasn't very good this week for movies, but Superman still packed out an entire 2D theater. But that's all I really have to say about Superman. I love this movie. I hope that everyone who watches this has seen it already and/or is going to see it a second time. I implore you, go see it a second time. You're gonna like it more. I genuinely thought it was better than any of the DC stuff that's come out in a while. Zack Snyder fans, eat your heart out. And not for nothing, my uncle's the one who got Zack Snyder's cut into production, so I don't want to hear no grief, but that's about it. See you next time. Oh man, all this farming is making me thirsty. Good thing I have Dubby Hybrid, 0 sugar energy formula. Just rip the top with Dubby's patented formula. You don't even need that much powder. A quick shake. And with that, I can watch even the worst movie I could ever think of. Use code CSPINS for 10% off.